Hey guys, Marissa from Growing the Flow here, popping in on the Empowerment Sharecast for our Sunday week ahead card pull. So we'll be tapping in here for our collective energies as we do each week. I am posting this on my social media spaces as a little preview of what we do over on the Marco Polo app. It's my free space tucked away from social media where we connect throughout the month for using the cards and all of these beautiful healing elements and tools for wisdom, insight, and guidance, tapping into our own intuition throughout the month. So this is just to be a little sample of the card pull, and then I will be diving into the intuitive messages over on the Sharecast. So if you're watching it there, you're already here, and you know that each week I also offer you a free card pull for you personally. So if you are interested in having a card pull just for you to go with the cards we'll be bringing forward, feel free to reach out to me in any way that works for you, and I will be getting to those throughout the week. I'm actually recording this to you all on Thursday, Leap Day. That's right. It's not even officially March yet because I'm out of town through Sunday. So I'm saving this to share with you on Sunday just to get a leap, ahead into our cards for the coming week, which is our first week of March. And we are hitting the ground running. As I said in the Empowerment Pack reading, around these parts, we say March comes in like a lion, goes out like a lamb. So I don't know if that's going to hold true this month because, hey, we have our first solar eclipse at the end of the month, which is one of the really significant aspects that we're moving through this week. I'm going to get into that. After we pull the cards, I like to pop on and kind of just give you a little tap into the energetic weather for the week ahead. So we will talk about some of the things coming up this first week of March, as well as some of the big highlights this month that are coming in. So I am super excited. This is the March altar, my intuitive words that I've channeled for us to focus on throughout the month, and some gorgeous healing energy sprays with a little bit of a theme. And I'm really excited. I had a really fun time yesterday recording the part 1 for the empowerment pack for the month of March. If you are interested in joining me there will be a link either below this video or in my bio. You can always reach out. I would love to have you. So that is diving even deeper into this month's energies. So here are some of the intuitively selected decks. I am so excited to show you guys this gorgeous deck. This is the Tarot of the Cosmic Seed by Lalania Simone. I worked with this a full month last year. It's absolutely stunning. She also has an oracle deck, which I'll be breaking out. I just don't have it in front of me here. And she has a second printing of that deck. So I'm actually going to be using both of these throughout the month. They're the same. It's the same deck, but there's some differences and some changes in this deck. So we'll have fun kind of exploring between the two of them as we move through. I'm going to start with the original one here for our week ahead. So we'll get into our 5-card spread, and then we're going to do an oracle card pull from the Oracle of the 7 Energies by Colette Baron-Reid. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up here, setting the intention to connect in with our collective energy to see what is coming up this first week of March for us. Ooh, we have a jumper right out the gate. Ooh, 6 of Wands, victory and success coming in here. It's very windy here today, so there's definitely a change in the wind. I am feeling that coming in like a lion energy as a new month stirs. And so tapping in here for Monday, that is the card that sort of represents kickstarting the week, a little overview of the tone for the week coming in. So let's see what we have there. Card for Monday. Ooh, 9 of Cups, wishes fulfilled. So we have some beautiful energy coming in there. And of course, the Cups is the water suit. So that's still bringing us into that Pisces energy, into emotion, the heart chakra, and flow, feels, and all the things. Tuesday represents a potential block or challenge this week. What energy may present itself as a potential block or challenge? What would a challenge be without the Tower? Wow, what a gorgeous, powerful Tower card that is. So yeah, transformation and change. Like I said, change is in the wind. It's this energy of eclipse. Eclipse coming in, ushering in great transformation and change and some real opportunities to take this leap. You know, I'm coming to you through this energy of the leap day, which carries with it, and I shared this over on the February Sharecast, some really potent energy for making big jumps, you know, taking a leap. And so we'll talk about that when we get into that Tuesday message to see what's coming forward, how that might show up for you this week. And that's a great card to talk to some people. I know we have some new people joining us on the Sharecast, whether you're familiar with the tarot or not. My approach coming from this place of empowerment and using those cards as a tool, nothing to fear. So we'll talk about that card for sure. Wednesday represents a midweek blessing. What do we got there? Two of Swords, noted. Just want to shuffle up a little bit. It's been a minute since I've held these cards, and I'm so excited to dive back in. Wednesday, a midweek blessing for us. Ooh, that one's winking at me. Ooh, look at this. We've got the nurturer of coins. So coins or pentacles is going to bring us into the earth element, into the root chakra, into material, safety, security, and all the things. And I love that this deck actually uses some alternative terminology for what is traditionally pages, knights, queens, and kings in the tarot. So the nurturer is going to represent, I think, the queens, but I'm going to double check that and let you know for sure. Thursday is how we are growing. How are we growing this week? Oh, I love it. Three of Cups, coming together, celebrating, finding tribe and like-minded, more cups energy. So it's bringing us into the feels and connecting with others. And there's room at the table for all, you know, this energy of sharing and gathering, and even, as I say, like-minded, also, you know, meeting and sharing with people of all different perspectives, different cups of tea, as we see on their heads. So yeah, feeling a beautiful message there. So we'll talk about that energy. And then finally, Friday caps off the week. What's coming in for Friday? Let's see what we have. Kind of wrapping it all up. We've got the High Priestess, of course. What are you asking me for? You already know, right? She is the queen of intuition and wisdom and all things esoteric. So I love that. That's our one major arcana card on the altar for this week. So we're going to get, no, I'm sorry, we have two. Tower, can't forget that. 2 out of 5 major, which are those more significant messages. Let's go ahead and pull our oracle card to round things out, and then we will pop back in here to get into our energetic weather report and more. So, love these cards. They connect in with different aspects of elements, chakras, and the 7 energies. So we'll see which one we get connected into here with a little bit of a bonus message for us this week, which I also feel is very much about setting the tone for the whole month, you know, this first week and the energies that are coming in. So what do we need to know here? Oh, I love this one, a tall tale. So we have a little nod to Pinocchio here, perhaps, and probably bringing us into some discernment and what is true for us and our most authentic selves. Couldn't help but notice this is card 35, which brings us into an 8 energy. You might have heard me mention once or twice, if you've been here, that 2024 is an 8 year. Those digits add up to the number 8. So it brings us into the very powerful energies of the number 8, which is all about manifestation, abundance, and so much more. So that is also feeling significant as March being really a pivotal month and energy that's really taking us deeper into the 8 energy that lies ahead for this year. So much to come on that as well. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it here for now with this card pull. Again, if you want to check out the messages, join me over on my free Empowerment Sharecast. If you would like a card pull, feel free to let me know. And if you want to check out the Empowerment Pack for the month of March, I do still have some spaces available if you want to hop in for that. All right, guys, sending lots of love, many blessings. We'll talk soon. Okay, so welcome into March. We're kicking off the first week of the month, and so we're going to tap in here to this energetic weather report that's going to take a look at, yes, this week, but also I'll touch a little bit on March as a whole, because as we're stepping into March here, we're really greeted with this strong flow of Piscean energy. It's Pisces season. So that's an energy that really enhances our creativity, our compassionate side, our intuition, our dreams. A lot of people, myself included, have been mentioning we've been having really lucid dreams or strange dreams, just vivid dreams, or maybe you don't usually remember your dreams and you're aware of them. Pay attention to those. You know, there's some messages and awarenesses to be gleaned from what's bubbling up in those sleeping hours. It's very Piscean. Also, you know, big things happening this month is as we reach the center of this month, we will have equinox, which is going to welcome in, depending on which part of the world you're in, spring or autumn. I am so here for it. I am ready for spring. This turning of the wheel always brings in fresh energy and potential for new beginnings. I'm going to be offering some special spreads. I have both a spring and autumn equinox spread. If you're interested, I always set up a special altar space for that, bring in some intuitively selected decks for the season, and always enjoy what comes forward in those sessions. So keep your eye out for those being available this month for sure. With equinox is also the start of the astrological year. So we wrap up Pisces season and the zodiac wheel begins again with Aries. So as Aries season kicks off, it is a new astrological year. So we've talked about coming through. This is our third new year, right? We had the calendar new year, January 1st. We welcomed in the lunar new year last month. And then we have here the zodiac wheel bringing in the new astrological year. So a lot of opportunities for fresh starts, new beginnings, you know, stepping into this fresh energy in our lives. And so as we move through the month, like I said in the card pull, it's all culminating into our first eclipse season for the year. And of course, eclipses are always highly transformative times that really seem to give us the opportunity to jump forward or to move with this is where I'm feeling the tower energy this week for sure, setting the tone for this month. These specific eclipses are really seeming to be focusing around our relationships. So as we move through the month, we're expecting to feel, you know, see where relationships are being highlighted. And these are relationships of all kinds. Your relationship with people, places, things, but also with aspects of yourself coming up to light, to see those areas where there is something available for healing or for moving through, releasing, shedding, embracing, integrating, you know, something that is sure to bring you opportunities for growth, healing, and expansion. So I go into these things pretty deep in the month ahead reading for the Empowerment Pack. So once again, if you want to get more into those aspects, do join me for that. That's still available if you want to come along. But just kind of highlight some astrology, some weather coming through this week. I'm going to start with March 3rd here on Sunday. We are having this aspect of Venus square Uranus. So Venus is in Aquarius, which is coming into a square alignment with Uranus in Taurus. And this can be a potentially volatile combination. It can stir up some deeper thoughts and feelings when it comes to our relationship. So you see, even from the jump start, we've got this energy of relationships being highlighted in the skies. So we might be feeling with this energy maybe some confusion around matters of the heart, or perhaps experiencing an awakening when it comes to love and what that means to us. Once again, that Tower card could have that meaning for some people. But this energy is subtle, so it's likely to be building as we reach that Libra lunar eclipse that's at the end of the month. So that is where, again, we're already feeling, as I call them, spiritual breadcrumbs, waves of energy coming in that are building up to that theme that's streaming in around relationships. March 8th will bring us through the week. We have Mercury conjunct Neptune in Pisces. So this is actually quite a dreamy, creative energy to work with. Mercury and Neptune coming together in Pisces is bringing us a big dose of creative inspiration, and that can actually help to fuel our imaginations. You can use this energy to work on creative projects, to dream up new and exciting experiences for yourself. This is all energy that you can use as well to deepen your spiritual practice and intuition. So this is again where I feel the relationship that might be highlighted could very well be yours with your spiritual self or with a source connection, whatever resonates for you. So those things are all being highlighted, and then that's going to take us through to the next weekend, which will be building up to a new moon already. So that will be something I'll be touching on as we move through this week. There's a couple of other aspects on March 9th as well. So I will touch on those as we go, but wanted to just bring in a little bit of the weather that's passing through this week to incorporate into our messages that we will now move into, starting with our oracle card that's come forward. Okay, so welcome. Okay, so we kick the week off with our Oracle of the Seven Energies message, which is coming from Energy 5, which is connected in with sound. So this is going to connect in with our fifth chakra, that energy center in the body that is the throat chakra. It's highlighting communication. It talks about the cards in this energy section of the deck talk about communication, creativity, listening, being heard, writing ideas, sharing, and vibration. So we definitely have a card coming in here with a Pinocchio flare with tall tail coming in with that 35-8 energy, as I talked about in the card pull. So this is a card that highlights the key concepts of denial, concealing the truth so you can manipulate and control a situation, fear-based communication, creating a narrative to hide behind, not allowing the fear of what others will think to influence your words, learning to communicate from a place of authenticity. So all ends of the spectrum covered there, with the ways that a tall tale touches on how we communicate and also how we receive communication from others. I'm already feeling this card connected to the Tower, which is that potential block or challenge this week that also represents some sort of flash of something coming in as a surprise or unexpected or something around there, where I do feel sort of collectively on the global stage, this definitely could be around those types of communications, information being shared that may be asking you to really tune into your internal truth detector, to your own discernment to see whether or not that is ringing true or not. So let's take a look and see the Oracle's message for this one. You or someone else is telling a tall tale right now. You always know if a falsehood is spoken because it doesn't feel grounded. When you lie, you get a high on an illusory sense of power that is doomed to fail at some point. You feel driven by the fear of exposure, but something makes you stick to your story even though you know it has no substance. Whatever lie we are caught up in isn't as important as the motive for it. Why does anyone lie? Perhaps we don't believe the truth is good enough, or we want to keep doing what we know we shouldn't be doing. Then there is the lie put forth while in denial, such as hiding an active addiction. In this scenario, we may believe our own lies. The tall tale, the white lie, the stretching of the truth, and the blatant fabrication are all about control, the desire for it, the lack of it, the need to maintain it so we can manipulate the outer world and hide our inner one. Today, ask for truth. Be willing to pay the price and be okay with the vulnerability your lie is exposing in yourself and others. Transparency is required to get you where you need to go, to be truly empowered, to reveal the strength of what is true and authentic. Any other path leads to a dead end. Remember the saying, the truth will set you free, and get ready to fly unfettered. So, powerful message there around all ways that the truth or the absence of truth may may be a part of some of the messages this week. And so again, yes, collective on the world stage, the potential for these things to be coming in, calling for our discernment. And like I said, that internal truth detector, but remembering, as above, so below, as within, so without. It is all a reflection or a projection that we see something happening outside of us, could be asking us to look at the ways in which we are not being most authentic or truthful. And this can certainly be something that's unintentional, or maybe we know that we aren't being fully transparent or honest about an aspect of ourselves. The big top hat is making me think of this idea of like covering the crown, what's under the hat. And this sometimes, as you see all those little sparkles coming down, which I feel like are like the little breadcrumbs, the little spiritual glimmers that come in with insight and awareness that maybe is being blocked by a limited perspective or something that's closed off to receiving. So it could be asking to take a look at the ways that maybe you're not being honest with yourself, or there's some disingenuous aspect that's being highlighted here that, as we go through the week and we take a look at what's coming forward in our cards, this can certainly weave in a number of different ways that we may be seeing the energies coming forth. So let's go ahead now and dive into our spread, see what's coming up in the tarot. Okay, guys, we're coming in here kicking off our Monday through Friday collective spread with Monday's cards. We're going to bring in this beautiful Nine of Cups that's come forward here to set the tone for our week, kind of kick off things, bringing in the messages of the Nine of Cups. And so, as I mentioned during the card pull, this is the water element of the tarot, so that connects us in with flow, feels, the heart chakra, emotions, and specifically the Nine of Cups is a card of gratitude, success, achievement, wishes fulfilled. And it's interesting because when I was shuffling, the Six of Wands flew out of the deck, and that I mentioned at the time was a card of victory and success. It's about being seen. It's about being celebrated for accomplishment, a job well done. So the cups are full. There's this full sense of blessings and fullness coming into this first week of March. And yes, because it's Pisces season and we're talking about all the feels and the depths, there is a sense of emotional fulfillment and joy in many cases, or in all aspects of life. Feeling like, is everything perfect? No, that's what that Virgo full moon was teaching us and demonstrating and highlighting for us. But yet, I know that I am abundantly blessed. I know that even when it's something that's coming up from the muck, from the bottom of the seabed, all that murkiness that's coming up to the surface, that it's all serving me. It's all a gift. There are blessings and lessons to be gleaned from each and every one. So there's this sense of, things unfolding in your favor. So if you've been waiting for an outcome, an answer, something to come forward for you, this is a positive note for what may be to come for you. Getting some good news or something, finally coming into fruition. And the finally part is like the 9 energy. So in numerology, that number 9 is almost to completion, with 10 being wholeness, completion, endings into new beginnings. So 9 is a message of perseverance, to hold on, to continue, to keep going, because we're almost there. So there's a sense of gratitude here for all of these many blessings and an opportunity to share the wealth. There's enough to go around. And I'm feeling that with that 3 of Cups as well. So when we dip into that Thursday energy, we'll be talking about those cups being full and sharing and coming together and in a really beautiful blend is what I'm feeling, like this way of bringing everything together. So that is kicking us off with, and I also want to note too, all the beautiful rainbow colors of these cups. So typically when I see that, I feel like that connects into the different chakras. And as we mentioned, our oracle card, the tall tale message, was connecting in with the 5th chakra, with the throat chakra, communication, expression. Seeing colors from many of the chakras, and those of you that are familiar with the color healing work that I do, that works with the 12 chakra body. So it's not just those 7 primary chakras. We have here, I have on this little wand here, we have the different 7 primary chakras you might be familiar with, from the root all the way up to the crown. But of course, we talked about the higher heart chakra. That was a spray that I brought in last week. I think it might have been for the full moon that I brought in that jade higher heart, which was connecting us into that energy center above the heart chakra. I'm feeling that in here with this sense of the different colors and shades that we see that could coordinate in with that higher heart. Was about being that bridge. This is actually, definitely feeling this. So on the heels of talking about the 5th chakra, the throat chakra, the higher heart is the chakra in between the throat and the heart, right? So it is the bridge. It is that energy center that helps to bring together the energies flowing from how we express ourselves and what we have in our heart. So there's a little bit of a message here for those who are really focusing on this. Am I communicating and sharing in an authentic way? Am I reflecting what is in my heart, what brings me joy? I'm going to bring over that chakra spray. It's funny, I have my 2 different areas I work with here, and I decided to do the March altar in a different spot. So I'm actually coming to you next to a window, which is kind of nice because I can look outside as I'm talking to you. But wanted to share with you what I'm talking about. So here we have the jade higher heart chakra and thymus energy spray. So see what I mean? I love a color scheme, as you know. So this is bringing in jade energy, and again, into the heart, into the flow, into the feels. I'm going to bring this in. And again, these are beautiful healing energy sprays from Angelic Celestial Colors that are a part of my Metatron color healing practice. They are amazing and beautiful to have and to smell and experience tangibly, yet that's not necessary. This is energy. I'm infusing my words, the messages, and what is coming through here to you through these energies. So I'm feeling, again, this connection to the throat and the heart, and being sure that your words, your expressions, even the way that you're listening and receiving communications is in alignment with your heart. Okay, that feels like a special message for some, that, really checking in with feeling that alignment, that everything's all lined up. So that kind of sets the tone here for us. Monday's energy, again, time's not linear. These messages are interacting throughout the week. We're just using these as placeholders. So we've got that Monday energy. Let's go ahead now and check in with that Tower. It's winking at us. We've got that coming in for Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday's energy represents a potential block or challenge this week. So I want to show you this. This is one of the major arcana cards. So in the tarot, major arcana means big secrets. They are those significant archetypes, those significant stops along our journey that we are taking. And the tarot, as it represents the Fool's journey, which is card 0, the Fool. Each of us, as a clean slate, come here to this lifetime to experience all of these archetypes, and it moves in a wheel. So part of that does include the transformative energies of the Tower. Now, this is nothing to fear. This is about connecting in with these signs and symbols to see what is coming forward as something to empower you with awareness, information, guidance, and insight so that you can step forward with your free will into the week ahead and decide how you want to greet it, right? So we have this Tower card coming in, card 16 of the major arcana, and it is a card that denotes upheaval, dissolution, or revelation. That lightning strikes, and we see it as a tower that has been struck. It's on fire. There's this sense of upheaval and things that are dissolving, right? But there is this higher knowing, this awareness in the third eye. I think it's interesting how really feeling connected in with the chakras this week. Energy centers in the body and how energy is moving. There is so much coming in right now. And being that this represents a block or a potential challenge, and it's bringing us into that third eye energy, let me just show you, because I'm having a matchy moment. As I go into the chakra energies, I just had shared the jade higher heart. Check out this matchiness. This is tanzanite for the third eye chakra. So once again, we're seeing the synchronicity lining up with the energies of connecting in with, your insight and intuition. That's your third eye, right? This inner knowing, inner seeing as well. Like, not more than meets the eye is what I'm feeling. So once again, as I said, I really feel that this is connected in with the messages of 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓾, that whether it is more of a global collective message or showing up in your little worlds where there's a reason to really fine-tooth comb, check in with, what falls false, what can no longer stand. When we think about this tower built on a foundation of what? And if there is something rotten, if there is something that's no longer supporting, no longer serving, it has to come down. So this is where we have this idea of, am I going to take the leap, take the jump, or will I allow the tower to bring it down for me? Because it must move, right? The energy can't stay stuck or out of alignment. Eventually that will make itself known in one way or another, depending on, how that might show up. So, yes, this is a card that can talk about the potential for a radical or unwelcome change in our life that is causing havoc. Something's out of alignment. So even though the situation is uncomfortable or maybe even traumatic, there's something in it for your growth. The tower symbolizes something built on a faulty foundation, which comes crashing down, right? It can no longer stand. And so there is this energy of what must shift. So where in your life, and I often think of this card as like a Jenga, the game Jenga with all the little pieces that come together to make this tower, and we have to sort of go in and select that piece from the bottom that needs to be extracted lest the whole thing come tumbling down, right? So there's this precision and this way that we're feeling into, what feels aligned, what is serving, what is supporting, and what is not. So, when it comes crashing down, we will need to build again. So just be sure to create a strong foundation for what you decide to bring forth from here. Clear out the old and make way for the new, but with clear intention. So getting really clear. How do we get clear? Again, go within. More than what meets the eye. More than what the talking heads are saying or what's coming at us from the external that sounds like a tall tale, that doesn't feel aligned, that doesn't feel true. So that's a big message, but this is a big card. This is big energy. We're going into eclipse season, baby. Like that's we're gonna feel this energy mounting because that's where we are. So this is a time for us to really come into your source of support, your source of guidance. So whatever that may be for you, there is a call to really connect in with those things in order to navigate with more grace and ease. So we have that coming in. Yes, like I said, I just can't stress enough to have no fear, to not allow this to feel as if you are, is something that's, we're not forecasting anything here to be afraid of, is what I'm saying. So just wanting to share that aspect with you as we move on into the week. Let's go ahead and see what's coming in for Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday, midweek blessing coming in here with our court card on the spread, which is the nurturer of coins. So what I was saying that's really awesome about this deck is it transcends the traditional language and archetypes of the tarot, which of course is reflective of the time. The deck that many of us are familiar with, the version would be the Rider-Waite-Smith, where we're using a lot of that traditional language of pages, knights, queens, kings. I love how this deck has reimagined that into the messengers, the action, the nurturer, and the mastery of coins, and also transcending gender and any other more specific things, whereas this is representing the traditional queen of coins. But we see here that there's a masculine energy coming in through the nurturer of coins. So if there's a nurturing, divine feminine energy coming in here that's being emanated by this nurturer of coins. And so the court cards of the tarot tend to represent people. It can be an aspect of you or someone in your orbit. It can be a personality or energy that's called for in situations as well. The nurturer of coins, and coins or pentacles represent earth energy. So that's bringing us into the root chakra, into the base. And it does highlight material wealth and safety, security, money, those tangible material things. And specifically the nurturer of coins is one that brings forward a very generous energy, caring, comforting, very much like a motherly archetype that's coming through here, that we see is coming forward in this way that's sort of open. There's this opening to allowing ourselves maybe to not only embrace those nurturing aspects of ourself, but also to allow ourselves to be nurtured, to receive some of that energy. Just the way that the shirt is open is feeling like opening up to that heart space and allowing, for that type of energy to come forward, whether we're receiving it or we are giving it, or both, right? So this can be a person who takes care of others. This can represent some form of loving or sensual touch or connection, again, because we're coming into the physical. Healthy self-care rituals and nourishment of the body, luxury and wealth. This can be a creator or represent creative energies or fertile energies, because we have this earth, and I'm seeing a lot of that with the green mountains in the background, bringing us into, yes, a sense of fertile ground and fertility for rebirth and new things that are coming forward. So, it's interesting, like I said, because it is featuring a more masculine energy, whether or not that might bring in for you some thoughts around, who or how this energy could be showing up for you this week. Again, through the form of that connection, that tangible connection, physical connection, but also being a caretaker, caring for others, or maybe just encountering someone who has that nurturing energy. Many different ways that can come forward, and in what way that is really a blessing. Because the other part of it is the self-care component, because when this is in a challenge state, it can come in through self-neglect, or it can also be being very self-absorbed, or having envy, or something that would be like an opposite of that welcoming, nurturing, caring, generous energy. So this is a blessing. So if, let's say with that Tower energy, Tuesday representing the potential blocker challenge this week, somebody's behavior or information that comes into our awareness, or something that's pinging on that tall tale energy that falls false, doesn't feel aligned, that this is the energy of the people, places, and things that we want to surround ourselves with. And so if it's coming to us in the form of something that's lacking that, wherein lies the gift, wherein lies the blessing, is understanding, and really embracing what we know we deserve, and what our worth is, as far as what we choose to surround ourselves with and what we're giving our energy to. That's a big one, because right now time is just moving in a whole different. We're perceiving time very differently than before. Like, just, it's March already. Can you believe it? That we're in the third month of 2024. Just the way that time is moving, and things have shifted, as we've been talking about in the previous weeks this year so far. It's calling for us to really be much more selective and discerning in what we give our energy to, and how much of that energy we have to go around. So, as we are shown examples of perhaps what is aligned or what is not aligned, they're both a blessing, right? Because we can feel that misalignment if it is something that's not resonating for us, and understand that this is something that is not vibing with me. I am not on that same frequency. And so again, it's all about aligning ourselves with frequencies that resonate. And so that takes us right into that Thursday card. And I'm already seeing some definite connections between the series of cards we have here. So let's take a look at Thursday's energy. Okay, Thursday is definitely feeling like a piece of the puzzle coming into place here. We've got the Three of Cups, and I am seeing something very interesting. Take a look at that. Very faint eye that we see there as we reflect back on Tuesday's energy of the potential block or challenge this week as the Tower, which was bringing us into that third eye energy. And here again, we have Three of Cups with a nod, with a little strand of energy, a spiritual breadcrumb that's connecting me in here. So showing me that these energies are very connected. And I'm really feeling this. So as I was talking about the higher heart being the bridge between, our communication, how we're expressing ourselves, and our heart, we see that nurturer of coins as a bridge between these two energies, the Tower and the Three of Cups. So let me bring this up here. So Three of Cups again, like our Monday energy, is water, flow, emotions, heart chakra. This is beautiful. It's our relationships, it's our connections, it's friendship, it's camaraderie, sisterhood, bringing us into support, happiness, connection with others, friends, support systems, leaning into our relationships and celebrating each other, and even meeting new friends. And this is resonating for me because I am recently coming into some new groups here on Marco Polo, and meeting new people and learning new things and stepping out of my comfort zone in many ways. So I'm definitely feeling this energy of like meeting others at the table. And again, we all have our own cup of tea, right? We all have our own way of viewing things, and we're blooming in different places and ways as these beautiful flowers would show us. And so there's this energy of coming together with people and sharing and supporting that I feel, again, that Tower energy is demonstrating for us what is out of alignment, what doesn't feel resonant. And the bridge is the nurture of coins, which was talking about what I deserve and my self-worth and my self-care, but also my generosity and sharing with others, right? And so then we come into how are we growing this week? Three of Cups. So we started with cups, we've got cups here, and the last one's going to tell us, as I already said when I did the card pull, she has a little snarky remark that she gives us, that High Priestess, so I'll tell you about that for Friday. But the Three of Cups, when it is challenged, it can represent feeling solitary or FOMO, or feeling growing apart from others or not connecting with certain circles. And it's like, I often say about the Three of Cups, you don't have to stay at a table. You don't have to continue to sit there. You don't have to order everything off the menu. There is an opportunity to sort of, take your teacup and step away and find more aligned places. So, just feeling a series of messages here that, may resonate for you or for some people, where, there's an energy of, our tribe, the people that we're gathering with, connecting with, sharing with, and how, like I said, when we talked about the energetic weather this week, there's aspects that are highlighting for us our relationships and showing us, again, tall tale, bringing it all together, where there is falsehoods, there's this something is falling false that no longer feels resonant, or something where we may be feeling the need to strip away or peel away, aspects and ways that we're been giving our energy and time to that are no longer aligned for us or resonating. And yet on the flip side, we may be feeling very excited and blessed as we went to that Nine of Cups on Monday to this Three of Cups here for this Thursday energy that's saying, I have all of these abundant blessings, and I have all of these resources and different cups of tea, different circles, different ways that I connect with people. And that's actually really exciting and fulfilling and really making me feel like my cup overflows with all the good things, So there's a lot of different ways that this could come forward, that once again, if you would like a personal card pull this week, we kind of tap in then to your energy to see how this might be coming up more specifically for you. But let's go ahead and wrap up the week now with the Friday card. Okay, finally Friday, wrapping up the week, brings us the High Priestess, our second major arcana, big secret card for the week that's really bringing us into our wise, intuitive self. And I mentioned in the card pull, I always learned when I was first studying the tarot that the High Priestess, when your higher self, your wise self is sassy, she says when you ask a question, when you want to have this, great wisdom and tapping into all of these divine secrets, What are you asking me for? You already know, because she is you. She is an aspect of you, your wise, intuitive self. We see the owl on her elbow there as she's really got this, and so she has that under control, like commanding. That owl is there. So there's this energy of really being connected in with her intuition and her divine wisdom. And then there's the pomegranate on the table, just in case you don't see that up close, because these cards are so beautiful and in depth. We see the snakes on either side. Traditionally, the high priestess has the white and the black columns on either side, representing our shadow aspects as well as our light, showing those two with that moon in the center, very divine feminine energy. But we have the energies of light and shadow, yin and yang, masculine, feminine, all of these different aspects of duality. And of course, the snakes for me showing, shedding the skins of the soul and really allowing ourselves to grow and continue to move on from things that are no longer fitting those skins that we have shed. So much rich symbolism there. But we culminate into that energy because that's really what's coming online. That's what's really being awakened. We went from the tall tale, the false self, the sense of a false self, to the high priestess, which is empowerment embodied in you. So there's really some powerful energy, transformative energies. And like I said, I see this week as sort of like, this first step in the strand of energy that's moving here through the month of March. So as we talk about relationships being highlighted and eclipse season coming in, and this idea of transformation and flashes of insight and connecting in with your own inner knowing, this really seems to be setting the stage for that, really bringing us into, and of course, high priestess, intuition, sacred wisdom, those mysteries, those types of things, being unveiled, perhaps coming to the surface, being illuminated. Now, as I say that, Friday will actually be just before the new moon in Pisces. So we may find, and this is something that I did say in the energetic weather report, about the idea that some of the energies that are coming in now this week, we may have to wait until that full moon Libra solar eclipse at the end of the month to really have the full picture, to really see, because of course the new moon is the absence of light. This is showing us a full moon, right? So the new moon, we don't see the light. And so there's an energy of what is shrouded from us, what is out of our view, what we cannot yet see, that I feel like, again, we're setting the stage, we're bringing this energy in, we're having this opportunity for very transformative energies coming in. And this idea that this may very well be the beginning of, the inception of something that is playing out through this month and into the end when we come to the full moon. And of course, like I said, because it's Libra, it's relationships, the scales, the balance, all of that energy coming up too. So the high priestess can refer to a type of mystical experience. She has an innate connection to the unseen worlds and to the cosmic mind. You are deeply aligned with divine wisdom, with the capacity for the esoteric. So continue to work your third eye, meditate, and open yourself to receive downloads of mysteries of the universe. Your intuitive and psychic abilities are continuing to expand. Now, when there's a challenge here, it does talk about blocked intuition or a lack of self-trust or feeling ungrounded. So, wherever you find yourself on that spectrum, the guidance is always to come back inside, to get grounded. And when I say inside, come back into yourself, but actually going outside physically is a wonderful way to get grounded, to connect, to slow down and quiet all of that noise in order to connect within. So, as within, so without. And we see that all culminating here into this beautiful version of the high priestess. So all told, we've got a lot of really powerful energies coming in to start the month and to bring us through this first week. Hope that there's something in here resonating for you. Once again, if you're interested in a free card pull, feel free to let me know in any way that works for you. You can simply quick reply to this message, or you can send me a message, and I will be doing those as I'm able to this week, outside of my more comprehensive work with the empowerment packs. If you want to join me for the March Empowerment Pack, there's still time. So once again, I will put the link here for you. If you want to hop in, there's a couple of different ways we can connect. If you just want one reading for the month, that is the Hello Empowerment reading, where we'll just do the month ahead energies for you. I have part 1 already, which is a 44-minute pre-recorded video that gets into all of the altar elements that you see here, the channeled words, the healing energy sprays, the crystals, intuitive messages that I'm bringing through. We pulled the first 3 cards, which are color, crystal, and spirit animal, to support you throughout the month. And then part 2 is what I will be working on next week over Marco Polo. I'll be reaching out to you individually with your personal month ahead card pull. So if you'd like to join us, I'd love to have you. Feel free to reach out to me or check out the link that I'll put here following these messages. So thank you all so much for being here. I'm looking forward to a big month ahead. And thank you once again for being here, and look forward to talking soon. Much love and many blessings.